Welcome back to Music Business Essentials. This is module number 1, thinking about the business of music. This lesson number 2, has a fairly self-indulgent title. It's called The Voice You Will Hear. And it's me talking about myself. Now, there's a reason why I choose to talk about myself at the beginning of this course. You have a right or an entitlement, I feel, to know who it is that is providing this information to you. So it's fairly significant to me that I give you a little bit of background, and I give you a little bit of background about my reasons for teaching the business of music. So let's get started on that. Who I am and who I am not. All right, so I hesitate to talk about myself. Well, maybe not that much. But I think it's really important that you understand what I bring to the table in these lessons and in these courses. Let me tell you firstly what I'm not. Who am I kidding? I wouldn't know what to do with this. I have no idea how to play this wonderful musical instrument. I'm not a musician. I don't know if I even looked like a musician when I was holding that guitar, but I'm not a musician. Never have been, never will be. I kind of tried that back in school, and I have to be honest with you, I failed miserably. Had no clue whatsoever. So I'm going to leave this wonderful Fender Telecaster to this bloke up there, Bruce Springsteen. He's probably more useful with one of those in his hands than I will ever be. All right. Despite not playing a note, despite being possibly the worst singer that you've ever heard, and I beg you, don't ever listen to me sing, it's not healthy. I've spent my whole life in and around the business of music. How did that happen? Well, this is the reason. I am in awe of you musicians. I truly am. What you do is completely incomprehensible to me. It's a mystery, it's a dark art, it's some kind of miracle. And it's a miracle that is performed every minute of every day in bedrooms, in garages, in rehearsal rooms, tiny dive bars, recording studios, venues, stadiums, and broadcast on just about every conceivable platform, including a few that haven't been invented yet. So what I want to get across to you is that you do something that I could never do. And yet that's really the reason why I've been involved in the music business for something like 30 years, without telling you exactly how old I am. All right, so if you don't believe me, believe this bloke, Bruce Springsteen. At the beginning of Bruce's Broadway show, he makes this little spoken word speech. And without even attempting a New Jersey accent, because you wouldn't want to hear me do that either, let me tell you what he says. DNA, your natural ability, the study of your craft, a development of and devotion to an aesthetic, philosophy, balls, naked desire for fame, love, adoration, attention, women, sex, a buck, and then if you want to take it all the way until the end of the night, you will need a furious fire in your belly that just don't quit burning. These are some of the elements that will come in handy should you become face to face with 80,000 or 8 screaming rock and roll fans. Because these are fans who are waiting for you to pull something out of your hat, out of thin air, something out of this world, something that before the faithful were gathered here today was just a song-fueled rumour. Now, I come from a boardwalk town where everything is tinged with just a bit of fraud. So am I. In 1972, I wasn't any race car driving rebel. I was a guitar player on the streets of Asbury Park, but I held 4 clean aces. I had youth. I had a decade of hardcore bar band experience already behind me. I had a great group of musicians and friends who really knew my playing style, and I had a magic trick. Now I'm here tonight to provide proof of life to that ever elusive, never completely believable us That's my magic trick. Just have a think about that for a moment. So what's Bruce talking about when he talks about this magic trick? He's talking about this incredible, mysterious ability for music to make a connection with other human beings. It's the same magic trick to a greater or lesser extent that all of you have. Even if you're not aware of it yet, somehow you have the ability through your words, your music, a riff, a primal beat, a heart-aching melody, a chord, a turn of phrase, a moment of clarity, a pose, a dance step, or even a carefully choreographed raising of an eyebrow to do something that I can never do. What you, as a musician, as an artist, are able to do is make people smile, tap their feet, dance, punch the air, fight, rebel against the government, seek the truth, and maybe if you are really, really, really good, you can make people want to make romance. Wow, what a power that you have as a musician. Now, there are other magic tricks in the world though, beyond those that a musician brings to the table. I have my own magic tricks. They're not quite as emotionally satisfying as yours in some ways, but I do have some of my own magic tricks. I have the ability, and other people, many hundreds and thousands of other people that make up the music business, have the ability to navigate, to understand, to interpret all of the mysteries of the business side of music. That's my magic trick. And although it's different to yours, you're probably thinking, wow, I would love to understand as much about the business of music that compared to what I know about the making of music. Well, you and me, we're both two sides of the same coin. I'm in awe of you, and I'm not suggesting that you should be in awe of me, but you should also recognize that through many, many years of experience, myself and lots of other people in the music industry have developed our own set of magic tricks. Now, here's the difference. I don't think I could ever learn your magic tricks. You either have those or you don't. But you can learn mine, and that's why I teach the business of music. Certainly, lots of reasons why I enjoy it, but the main one is to assist artists like yourself in taking your magic tricks to the broadest possible audience. And that's what we do here. Now, I'm going to quickly run through my CV, but it's not even that important. What is important is that I've gathered knowledge from a number of different sources and activities over the years. So yes, I'm a lawyer, and I'm not a great lawyer, but I am a very good music industry lawyer. You know, if any of you, crash your car or something, I'm probably not the best person you should go to. But if there's a recording contract or a publishing contract or a management contract, that's my area. And I've done hundreds of those types of contracts over the years and kept up to date with the changes in all of that activity in the music business. I've got my hands dirty along the way. I've been an artist manager, I've operated a small label, and from an academic perspective, I lecture in the business of music at the University of Melbourne. Now, that lecture is a little bit more academic than what we're going to do here. These lessons are very much aimed at changing your mindset and giving you knowledge, power, and the language of music. We won't make you do too many assignments or essays or things like that, like we have to do at the University of Melbourne. I've written a book called Welcome to the Jungle, Navigating the Music Business, and that was a labour of love. You don't make a lot of money writing music textbooks, let me tell you, but it helped me gather together an amazing amount of knowledge and the thoughts of up to 100 leading music industry professionals that I incorporated into my book. I've been a music journalist. I love writing about music. Even since my university days, I wrote record reviews and interviewed bands and tried to get an insight into that set of magic tricks that they have. How could that person write a song that makes me feel the way it does? I've asked lots of questions of lots of artists about that. I've invested in a few modern music tech startups, and that's exciting. There is always something new in the business of music, and the idea of a new platform that allows an artist to bring their music to the world is something that excites me. I've even had a crack at being a tour promoter and somehow miraculously made a profit doing it. It's a tough business. I've been involved in a music venue. I actually booked a venue that I was the part owner of here in Melbourne, Australia, and I had some incredible life highlights, like the night that John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora came in and played at my pub. That was kind of cool. Overall, I consult across the music industry in a lot of different areas. And I've created events and different programs before. So I've got real life experience. So this is not the academic ravings of a bored professor. Nothing like that at all. This is a very practical course drawing on not just my knowledge, but the knowledge of all of the people that I've encountered along the way. Oh, and point number 10. I'm a music fan. I think I've already mentioned that. I love what you guys do. And you know what? Maybe on my CV, that should be the very first thing that I mention. Everything I do in this course is coming from that perspective. All right, so a little self-indulgent to talk about myself at such great length, but the reason I do it is so you know what you're getting and you know where it's coming from. In a way, I'm your conduit to a lot of other people in the music business. And here's one. This is an Australian promoter, Mick Newton. Mick's had an incredible career in live music here in Australia and also in New Zealand. And this is a quote that Mick gave me when I wrote this book. The exciting thing about the music business is that a lot of it is about the next thing, the next big artist, the next tour, the next way of promoting the latest in production, the latest in social media, the latest way to purchase or consume music. I always think that right now there is an act playing in a local bar or in their garage that in 5 years are going to be massive. And how many people will be involved in making that happen? There's always another chapter to be written in the music business. And so from that point of view, it's always exciting for somebody getting into the business or trying to. It's just a matter of getting yourself involved at some level and being ready for that moment or that time when opportunity presents itself. I love this last sentence from Mick. Doing something will get you somewhere, and doing nothing will get you nowhere. Well, good news. You're doing something. The mere fact that you've started on this course means that you are preparing yourself for the moment where opportunity knocks at your door. Enough about me, enough about the planning of this course. Let's move on to the next lesson, lesson number 3, where I explain to you how we teach the business of music. Thank you very much for listening to lesson number 2.